Let me introduce you to this lady. She's called Irene and she's from Burundi. And when Irene joined one of the Five Talents programs, she was really struggling to support her family. She didn't know how to read and write and count, and she didn't have any business opportunities or experience at all. So there she was trying to support her children with no way to earn any income. But Irene was invited to join a Five Talent savings group, and the first thing she did with her group was to learn how to read and write and count. And once the group of women, 20 women meeting every week, had learnt how to read and write and count, already that was transformational. No longer were they cheated in the market because they could read the numbers on the banknotes. But more than that, they could help their own children with homework. They could read the instructions on medicine. They could take part in church and community activities. They could vote. They could read the road signs by the side of the road. So already learning to read and write and count really opened doors for them. But the Five Talents programme goes beyond that. Once the women have become literate and numerate, they form themselves into community savings groups. So they keep meeting week by week, but now they save money in a box just like this one. Whatever money they can save, they put it in that box and they keep records, as you can see. And all the while, their Five Talents trainer is training them now in financial literacy and basic business skills. And Irene went through this program with her group and she decided she was going to take a loan from her group's kitty. And she used that loan to buy some mice. Now, you might be wondering why she would buy mice. Mice is a form of protein in some parts of the world where people can't afford meat. And in this community, some people did have to eat mice for protein. So Irene bought the mice, she bred them, they bred, and she sold them at a profit. And with the profits, she decided to move on and start buying rabbits. And she sold the rabbits for meat as well, and the rabbits bred as rabbits do, so she was able to make good profits from the rabbits. And with the profits from the rabbits, she went on to buy some chickens. And the chickens laid eggs as chickens do, and she made good profits from that too. And at this point, thanks to the business skills training she'd had, she decided to diversify. So she used the eggs, she bought some flour and some sugar, and she started making cakes to sell by the roadside, as you can see here. And eventually, with the profits from the cakes, as well as all her other businesses, she was able to invest in a goat. So now Irene has several businesses on the go. All her children have grown up now and been through school. She was able to contribute to the cost of their weddings, and she's now looked up to as a role model and a leader in the community. So you can see that over time, through investing in her own businesses and through the strength and solidarity and skills she got from her group, she's really not only just changed her own life, but become a leader in the community. And Irene is one of just 289,000 entrepreneurs that Five Talents has supported over the 25 years that the charity's been going. And perhaps if I may, I can just share a few statistics with you as well. We love our stories, but we also like to demonstrate some impact statistics. So these are taken from an evaluation we did of our work in Burundi last year. And we found that having been through the programme, 91% of the women were now sending their children to school. And 91% of them also owned livestock, like Irene with her goat. And 52% had even managed to buy some land. Now, when we did a baseline way back, I think in 2006, only 15% of the women owned any kind of productive asset at all. So to go from 15% up to 91% now owning livestock and 52% owning land is a massive transformation. And we found that almost all the members of the savings groups were now employing at least one other person, and a third of the women were actually employing 2 or more people. So you can really see the ripple effect of the programme. Through the support of B1G1 members, these women are not only building their own businesses, but they're employing other people, so the benefits spread to the whole community. And then half of the women had been elected to leadership positions, again, like Irene, which means they can change their communities from within. They can advocate against practices such as child marriage or female genital mutilation. And we found that 98% of the men in the programme were now themselves advocating against gender-based violence. So these groups are not just about business and increasing income, important as that is, they're also driving social change. And then one of my favourite stats, 99% of the women now have higher self-esteem and see talents in themselves that they didn't before. As you'll know, so much of running a business is about having the confidence and the self-belief, as well as the access to money and to skills. So our groups are able to give that ability to believe in yourself and know that you can do something to change your own circumstances. And we also found that it's a really, really sustainable approach. We went back to groups that Five Talents has not trained or supported for more than 10 years, and we found that 84% of them are still going. And the facilitators, the group trainers, were forming many more groups than we paid them to form. So it's also really, really scalable and replicable. So I guess all that just to say that the support of B1G1 members is enabling whole families and communities to change themselves through small businesses. And we just want to say a huge thank you to all of you for your support.